Hello and welcome to the review of OnePlus X, a surprisingly affordable phone by OnePlus. I will divide this review into 6 sections. In the first section, I will talk about the build quality. Second, we will talk about the display. Third, the user interface. Fourth, the camera. Fifth, performance. I will also show you the AnTuTu benchmarks. And sixth, the battery life. Alright, let us begin. Talking about the build quality, it is definitely premium. Some claim it to be more premium than iPhone 6. They may be right, they may be wrong. It is definitely not as slim as iPhone 6, and it is somewhat slightly heavy. That's what I feel. Because it is just 138 grams, but it is concentrated in a very small area. Right. And moving forward, let us take an overview of the phone. Side there, in the left side, you'll find a priority notification toggle, similar to one you found on the OnePlus 2. Then right, we have volume rockers and the power on off switch. Top we have a 3.5mm jack and also noise cancellation mic. In the bottom we have a speaker grills and charging. It is USB 2 type charging port. And of course the black on the back you have a camera and it's a glass back. The back is made up of glass. It is slippery and it is also a fingerprint magnet. We have an 13 megapixel camera here and with the LED flash, which is not dual tone. And in the front we have a 8 megapixel camera, the speakers and some light sensors. And these navigation toggles do not light up, which can be a downside for some. The bezel is also very minimum on the sides and very little even on the bottom and the top. Let me change the wallpaper so you can get a rough idea of the bezel. You can see that the bezel is very minimum on the sides. Something that overall design is copied from iPhone 4, but if you look at the metal strip all around and also the glass back, I feel like Samsung and Sony had a little cute maybe. The phone has a vibrant 5-inch display. My last phone was a Redmi Note 4G. This one had a 5.5-inch display, which is nice, but on the flip side it's very heavy. It always felt like I was carrying a brick in my pockets. So this time I preferred going for a little smaller 5-inch display. You can see the difference. Well, I have a custom cover on my Redmi Note 4G, in case you are wondering. It is a full HD display and the text is very sharp. The display is very vibrant with the punchy colors. The UI is also overall smooth. Now let us talk about the user interface. The user interface is very smooth. I have no complaints, and it is when you look at the overall design, it is definitely based on CyanogenMod. Those who have used CyanogenMods will come to know. You can just look at the icons here and also on the status bar, the menu toggles. Now let us see the settings menu. It reminds you of cyanogen mode. Now let us talk about the camera quality. The camera interface looks something like this. Let's take some photos. I have an old phone, so you can tap to focus and vary the depth of field also. I feel the overall camera quality is very good, and it is also very snappy. So it's very fast, so you can see. Here's the picture we just took. It's very nice with a lot of details, and colors are also good. Now let us talk about the front facing camera. The front facing camera, although good, I observed some vertical astigmatism. Here are some of the photos I had taken earlier with the front facing camera. I noticed some, if you are too close to the camera, I noticed some distortion and also some vertical astigmatism. Astigmatism is nothing but if the the picture looks to be compressed from both the sides. See, look at some more pictures. There's some ugly distortions I see if you're too close. Other cameras should not be too different. Now let us talk about the performance. The performance is very good. The user interface is very smooth. I don't see any kind of stutter. Now let us see how much RAM we have. Let's go to settings. Apps. So I don't know whether you can see, the system is using about 1 GB RAM and the apps are using about 400 MB RAM. So we have still 1.4 GB of RAM. I have installed several apps in the phone. I have no complaint about the user interface. It's very smooth, and multitasking is also a bliss. Let's go to Amazon website. It loads super fast, and also there is no stutter at all. Let's go to one more website, NDTV. Again, no stutter at all. GSM Arena. The load time is super fast, and there is no stutter or lag when you scroll. Let us do the AnTuTu benchmarking, but before that let us close all the apps. The battery life is also very good. I had taken a screenshot of my first battery charge cycle. So I charged the phone at 2 a.m. in the morning, and at the end of the day I was left with 13% charge and 3 hours more of battery life. The phone idle time is also very good. As you can see here, The phone was idle for 16 hours and 23 minutes, and the battery was down by only 3%. And let us check the screen on time. The screen on time is 6 hours 9 minutes and 28 seconds, which is very good, because nowadays average phone screen on time is 4 to 5 hours is considered good. It is 1 hour more, so we'll take it. If you want to see a dedicated video on how good the navigation is, just let me know in the comment section below, and I can do that for you. So overall, not to worry that there is no GPS, because we have an hall sensor. I have not used it extensively, but the overall the call quality and the network reception, even when I am inside the mall, is very good. I'm using Airtel LTE. So that's it, guys. Hope you like the review. You can share your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you.